Friday evening, high school football fans. We are here live at Clarence, New York. But we're about to have the national anthem. We'll have the details on the game in just a moment right here on WNY Athletics. All right, so that was the national anthem. Once again, we are here live at Clarence High School, the home of the Clarence Red Devils, as the 3-0 team will be taking on the 2-1 West Seneca West Warhawks right here on WNY Athletics. This is Norm Rodriguez along with my partner in crime for the night, Ryan Gallo. And I got to say, Ryan, another beautiful evening here for some football, though we are now in late September.
Gorgeous night here, Norm, and it's a pleasure to be here at Red Devil Stadium. This is the first opportunity I get to see personally of the Red Devils, and I'm really excited for that opportunity tonight, Norm.
Oh, I agree. It's my first time seeing them at home. Got to do a game a couple years back, which was at Jamestown, but this Clarence team, 47 players, but a very young roster, just 14 seniors, but doesn't faze them at all with that 3-0 start.
And, Coach, in spite of just the 14 seniors, Coach Bergio feels real good, especially about his skill positions offensively. They also believe they can play fast and physical defensively, and they're off to a great start, and they believe there's no reason why that success can't continue as they seek a playoff spot in the near weeks.
Yeah, already nearing the halfway point of the high school football season, and in Clarence's last game, it was actually a close one against Lockport. They walked away with a 28-26 win, but two single-game records broken. Bryce Tubin, the starting quarterback, 441 yards from scrimmage. He had 333 through the air, 108 rushing, and his main receiver that got more than half of those yards was Patrick Wind. Talk about running like the wind. 9 catches for $184 and 3 scores.
Well said, Norm, and that's part of what I just alluded to is the skill positions offensively. Coach feels real good about that. They've exploited that specific component in the game offensively so far in the first 3 weeks, and I can't imagine you're not going to see more of the same here tonight, Norm.
No, I would expect the same thing. If it keeps working, don't fix it. And from getting the opportunity to talk to both coaches, it's going to be polar opposites offensively, but Clarence is going to get the ball first. West Seneca West won the toss. They will defer, so we'll see Clarence's offense out there first.
Norm, I had an opportunity last week to see West Seneca West down in Warhawk territory, and they had a real good night. And you are dead on in the fact that this will be complete opposites from an offensive standpoint. The schemes will be completely different. That doesn't mean, though, the Warhawks don't believe they can't put points up on the board, and they did that last week at home.
Yeah, speaking of that, though, I know you and I both had the chance at separate times to talk to head coach Mike Vastola. A few injuries they're going through right now. Ray Kwasniewski, he's inactive with a knee injury. Max McFall had a knee injury. He's out for the rest of the season, the tight end. Bernard Freeman and Davion Beard, both running back linebacker combos. They're both inactive as well, but improvise, adapt, overcome, and see how your bench can do with the opportunities given.
And as Coach stated, they're hit by the injury bug. But make no mistake, this will be a true test for their depth tonight. They feel excited about some of the new kids that are getting opportunities, and we'll see how long they can sustain a consistent level of play with their new opportunity.
And as we wait for the kickoff, we do got the officiating crew for tonight's game. John Airbar's the referee, James DiMartino the umpire, James Foster Jr. the linesman, Tony Scanzuzzo the line judge, and Andrew Besh is the back judge. So those are the men in the black and white stripes in this game, as it will be Brendan Griffey kicking it off for the Warhawks. And the deep man back for Clarence is Nico Christopher. He's standing inside the 5. Total leather, we're about to be underway here at Clarence. This is a pooch kick, and it will get fielded around the 32 and brought down at around the 36, 37-yard line. That was Brady Maslinski able to catch that pooch kick, and I like that he did that because a lot of those mid-range up-back men, they get a little timid and they let the ball roll, but I'm sure at times they'll forget after 10 yards it's live.
And they must have had that scouted out because that's exactly what they do when they kick off. West looks to pooch kick it a little bit into the middle side of the field. They had it scouted out. They fielded it well, and a good start of the field position for the Red Devils.
And taking a look right off the bat, some 1990s Houston Cougars looking offense. The empty backfield, trips to the right and 2 receivers on the near side. Tubin about to take the shotgun snap, and he'll take it. He'll throw, pass in the flat, incomplete. That one was intended for David Van Horn, but it was too high.
And they tried to throw the quick bubble screen out to the left side there. The Warhawks had it quickly defended, and a nice job of closing on the football for that secondary player, number 5.
So 2nd and 10, ball to 37, and this time there will be a back, and that's Van Horn that's going to be beside Tubin. A trips on the near side, just a one-on-one on the opposite end. Tubin calling for the snap. It's going to be an option pitch to Van Horn, looking to find a little space, gets it to around the 39-yard line. Jerry Dadsey, one of the main guys on the stop for the Warhawks, as it'll be 3rd down.
And you're right, Norm, it was an option play. It looked like it was a design pitch as the quarterback didn't press the edge at all, didn't draw any defenders. Well defended by the Warhawks, pushes them into 3rd and long here.
Just a 2-yard gain on that play, so 3rd and 8. A 3-and-out stop would be a good start for the Warhawks as, again, it's 4 wideouts, trips on the near side. Tubin will look to throw. Here comes the rush. Here's a throw, and it's incomplete. Corey Cummins, the intended receiver, and had to jump a little bit for it, and it just hits off his fingertips. So 4th and 8 coming up here for the Red Devils.
Great pressure there by the left defensive end, number 52. I didn't exactly get his name there, Norm, but really good job of the immediate pressure. Forces the quarterback to throw a little bit early, not executed at the end of the top of the release there. Well done by the defense, and a 3-and-out for the Warhawks.
Yeah, 52, that was Pat Allen that was on the rush, and that was one of the guys that Coach Vastola told us to, in particular, keep an eye on defensively, as punting will be Cummins. I had a chance to see him warm up with some punts. He was booting them about 50 yards. He's got a leg. Let's see if he can do it with a rush. It's a low snap, but he's able to field it, and that kick's a beauty. Going to go a little at around the 30-yard line. He gets fielded by Dadsey, and he gets stopped right away. Riley Lincoln on the stop, so just about a 1-yard Warhawk offense for the first time with Stupak under center.
And speaking of Stupak, he had a really nice game last week at home, was one of the players of the game, had a nice opportunity to talk with him after the game, and a really nice young man. And let's see what he looks like tonight as they're on the road here in Devil territory.
So ball spot at the 30, pistol formation here for the Warhawks. It's going to be a give to number 7, Freeman. He'll get it. Looks like he'll lose about a yard. So Gerard Freeman receiving the pitch. So it's going to be 2nd down. Loss of a yard.
And you're going to see the Red Devils watching some game film, talking to the coaching staff. You're going to see them align in a 3-3 stack defense. That's exactly what you saw there on 1st down. And you'll see a lot of their base defense played most of the evening.
Yeah, they're already showing the blitz. They are going to be mixing that in from time to time as Stupak will throw. It is caught there by Dadsey, but he gets met with authority there by number 11, Mike McCarthy, and looks like it'll be just about a gain of 2.
That's a really nice play by Michael McCarthy. They must have had done some game film study because last week West had a lot of success hitting it up into the flats. The ball was there, but McCarthy arrived in immediate time. Well done on the tackle and the finish by number 11.
So it was a gain of 4 on that pass. So 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Clarence again in that 3-3 stack. They do got a rusher on the edge. Stupak will roll out, looks, goes to around the right side of the field. It's complete to the 40-yard line to Dadsey. It was Christopher on the stop.
Norm, it was fairly well defended by the Red Devils, and good patience by Stupak of buying time, pressing the edge just enough, and delivering a good ball in a small window for a first down.
Need 7, got 8. You don't need a lot, you just need enough, and they got enough as the drive will continue for the Warhawks. And Stupak in the pistol formation once again with 3 wides. Takes a snap. It's going to be a give to Freeman. Freeman gets spun around, was able to get away momentarily, but gets tackled behind the line. It was Brady McGrath that was able to finally get the stop on Freeman.
A nice pursuit by the left defensive end and the left outside linebacker to the short side of the field. Forced Freeman to have to go a bit parallel to the line of scrimmage, and a nice job of finishing the play.
So lost it 2 that time. 2nd down, 12, and almost already a quarter of the way through the first. As it's going to be 3 wideouts, and Stupak will be in shotgun once again. This time, Dustin Thompson is the back. And it will be a give to him on the draw. And he's got a lot of room. Following his blockers, he'll fall down at around the 47-yard line. So was able to get the yardage back and then some, and he'll make it 3rd down and 4.
And covering them last week, they have a few backs that they can put in the backfield that can put up runs just like that. And in fact, if he didn't lose his footing, Norm, that would have been a first down. But still, a real nice hole. Good job blocking up front by the left offensive side, and puts him in the 3rd and a reasonable down and distance here.
Yeah, 3rd down, 4 coming up. They got to get to the Red Devil 49. They're showing the blitz. Got about 6 men in the box. It's a play-action fake. Here's a throw. It's one-on-one, and incomplete. That was intended for Matt Appenheimer, but right there on the defensive side in the secondary was Nico Christopher, and that was some tight one-on-one coverage right there.
Christopher breaks it up late. A really nice ball. Good route on the right edge there. And just a good football play on both sides of the football. See, Norm, what they do here on 4th and 4 from just around midfield.
I do see Stupak still out there, so we could see a possibility of them going for it.
It's 4th down.
I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. You want to make a statement on the road. Unless they choose to do a hard count to maybe try to get Clarence to jump. But there's 7 men in the box right now. Maybe another play-action fake wouldn't hurt here. Stupak will take the snap. He's going to roll out to the left. He goes downfield again. Oh, alone, but overthrown, incomplete. Oliver Dano was wide open, but the throw was overthrown, and the Red Devils will be able to take a little breath as the Warhawks turn it over on downs, and Clarence will have the ball in West Seneca West territory.
And that's unfortunate because the receiver did a great job of working over the top of the secondary. Ball was just slightly overthrown. And it's interesting, Norm, as I revert back to last week in the kicking game, West did not punt the ball very well. So I think that thought into the thought process of them going for it on 4th down.
If they're struggling with the punting, why not? Especially if you've had success with it. But Warhawks showing a blitz. It's going to be a give, but not much yardage going into it for Jeff Long on the run. And got told by Coach Bergio, Jeff Long, he's their Swiss Army knife. They can line him up anywhere, and he can play well.
And Coach mentioned he's all over the field. He's a running back. He's a wide receiver. He's a DB. He returns both kicks and punts. So make no mistake, you're going to see him all over the football field for these 4 quarters this evening here in Red Devil territory.
And that was only a gain of 1 yard on the play, so 2nd down and 9 coming up. Just 3 wides. Tubin will take the snap. It's a give to Long again, but this time, once again, they weren't fooled, and it was Aiden Watuziak on the tackle. That was another guy we were told to keep an eye on, and he did a great job. He wasn't fooled, pursued perfectly, and held Long to only 2 yards.
And you bring up a great point. I was going to allude to the fact, Norm, that he stayed home and was disciplined. And when you do that, you put yourself in a good spot to make plays, and that's what he did there on second down.
3rd and 7 here for Clarence, and Tubin will roll out, looking to throw. Here comes the rush, and he got hit, but luckily Tubin got it off in time. And again, that was Tuziak on the rush, and he went in unblocked.
And they brought him off the right edge, came off clean. Nobody touched him. And the blind side of the quarterback, he didn't see him at all, so he took a big hit, which jarred the ball loose. Unfortunately, it didn't get out into the secondary, and that forces them to punt here on 4th down. Really nice play defensively for the Warhawks.
So Red Devils getting set to punt. 2 men back deep for West Seneca West, Dadsy as well as Jaden John. They're standing at around the 18.
And Norb, you really don't want Tubin taking too many more shots like that. That's for sure.
It's a fake. Here's a throw, incomplete. I don't disagree with that idea. Cummins is listed as a backup quarterback, and it wasn't a bad throw to Christopher, but it just went through his hands.
And we see a couple early decisions that I firmly agree upon. First, you see the 4th down that West goes for it, and then you see a fake punt right around midfield or so. Either one was not executed. However, I like the decisions made by both coaching staffs.
Oh, yeah, and Clarence, the first team to pull a little Houdini, get the bunny out of the magic hat, some trickery. Always got to appreciate that when it happens. Warhawks in good field position, though. They're at their own 45. 1st and 10 with 4 wideouts, a trips on the far side. As Stupak will take the snap in the pistol. Waiting for the snap, he'll take it. Play action fake, here's a throw, it's caught, and it's Dazzy with a lot of room, and he gets into Red Devil territory to about the 41-yard line. It'll be more than enough to move the chains. It's a gain of 14.
Real nice ball, came out immediately.
Line of scrimmage as he got hit with some authority there. That was Jeff Long that threw the tackle.
Long coming from the left corner spot all the way across the field, makes a great play and forces him into a 2nd and long.
So just a gain of a yard on that play, so 2nd down and 9 at the 40. Three wideouts this time, and Clarence showing the blitz. They've got that stacked defensive formation as it's a give once again this time to Freeman. Freeman will get past the 35 to about the 33. So it'll make it 3rd and short here for the Warhawks.
And the Warhawks had a lot of success last week running their inside power game where they bring the backside guard up into the hole. Great bounce by Freeman there. And again, puts them in a 3rd and a reasonable down and distance as they continue to sustain this drive. And Norm, I can't imagine this is not 2-down territory for the Warhawks.
3rd down, 3 at the 34. Worst case, it would definitely be 4-down territory. They're even deeper in Red Devil territory than they were the last time. As Stupak looking to convert the 3rd, here's the screen pass, and too high, looking for Dadsy. And had that been an accurate throw, I believe he would have gotten the 1st down.
Well, you had a really nice stalk block on the edge by the left wide receiver there. The only thing is Stupak didn't quite get his feet and his hips around in proper technique and form, and that kind of what's went the throw went awry there, Norm. So tough one there, but again, 4th down and a reasonable down and distance.
Oh, yes. 4th and 3, balls at the Red Devil 34-yard line. They weren't not successful their first time on 4th. They'll look to have much more success on this one. 7 men in the box for Clarence as Stupak will look to throw, and it's caught by Freeman. Freeman will get the 1st down. He crosses the 30, gets to about the 27-yard line. So catch there made by Freeman, stays patient, fouls the blockers, and he's rewarded with moving the chains.
And a really nice call. They call a double screen where they fake it to the left side, came back to the screen on the short side of the field. A nice block by the right offensive tackle, and well executed on 4th down.
And the drive will roll on, and they're looking to punch that ticket into the Red Devil end zone, and that got them even closer. 1st and 10 to 28. It was a 6-yard completion on a 4th and 3. 4 wideouts this time. Stupak looking to throw. In the pocket, looking. He's going for the end zone. He's looking for Dadsy, but it's overthrown, incomplete. even if that would have been catchable, I don't think there would have been enough real estate to get 1 foot down either way. I do like that idea, though, just was overthrown.
Especially on first down. I like for going for a shot there. They caught the Red Devils in a blitz. They did a good job up front of actually protecting and picking up the blitz. Again, we just didn't execute down the field, and brings them up in 2nd and 10 here.
2nd and 10 to 28 after the incomplete pass, and I wonder if they go back with that inside run on the dive. Freeman is right beside Stupak. And it's going to be the dive. Freeman able to break away from a couple defenders, and he'll get it to about the 25, 24-yard line. And the main defender to stop on the run once and for all was A.J. Ditas, number 9. Took a few Red Devil defenders, but they still held to just a 3-yard gain.
And Norm, that was a hard physical run between the tackles. If Freeman continues to have leg drive like that and get up in the hole, he's going to have success later on in this football game as the Red Devil defense wears down.
Less than 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Score nothing. 3rd and 7 for West Seneca West there at the Red Devil 25-yard line as there's 3 wideouts to a single back. Stupak takes a snap. It's going to be a give on the delay, but back to the line of scrimmage. Got brought down there by number 70. But also Brady McGrath on the stop as well. He was the one to slow him down. It was no gain on the play, so 4th and 7 coming up. The Warhawks already converted 1 4th down on this drive. They'll look to make it back-to-back.
And the Red Devils weren't fooled at all on that play. Really nice penetration up front by the nose tackle. And again, here we are in 4th down, Norm.
Warhawks are 1 for 2 in 4th down so far. 3 wideouts with 1 guy in the slot. Stupak will look to throw. He's going for the end zone once again, though. And incomplete. Intended for Dana. So again, the Warhawks will turn it over on downs. They'll be first down Clarence at their own 25.
And again, the Warhawks try to go deep along the left sidelines. Michael McCarthy does a good job on his flip turn and keeping the outside hand free so he knew where the defender was. So well done on 4th down defensively for the Red Devils, and they turn them over on downs.
Yeah, so far this game, it's pretty much been a seesaw battle defensively. So from what we're seeing here, it's going to be 4 wideouts for the trips on the near side. But seeing a lot of the spread offense mainly for Clarence as Tubin gets prepared to call for the snap. He'll take it. Here's a throw. It's going to be caught. That's Wynn's first catch of the game, and he'll get it to about the 40-yard line.
Nice job by Tubin getting the ball out on time. He had single coverage, isolation coverage there on the short side of the field. Pushes up on his stack route, and well done for a first down.
Yeah, again, Patrick Wynn, he's coming off of a monster performance, the 184 yards and 3 touchdowns. His first catch of this game goes for 15 and for a first down. Two edge rushers coming in for the Warhawks. Tubin looking to throw, staying out of the pocket. Here comes the rush. He extends the play. Here's a throw. And, oh, what a catch. That's going to be for about 9 or 10 yards, pending the spot. And that was Jeff Long coming back to the ball as Tubin had to exit the pocket. Sometimes when the quarterback exits and you're running your route, you have to improvise, maybe cut it a little short so you can get open. That's what Long did, and he got 9 yards.
Really nice job of coming up with that football. He was tightly defended. The Warhawks rolled their coverage up, so they were a little bit more pressed up on the edges, which caused that to go a little bit longer as far as timing was offensively. And again, just a nice play of digging that ball out for 9 yards.
Yeah, and the Red Devils looked like they were about to go for that push them forward sneak, but Warhawks called a timeout with less than 2 minutes left in the first. Score 0-0. And we do got a score update, though. Jamestown Red Raiders is soon about to possibly be either the Catamounts or another name, but right now they're taking on the Frontier Falcons, and Jamestown ahead 7-0, and they've been off to a strong start in their first year without Trey Drake.
And Coach Thomas Langworthy does a nice job down there of playing consistent football in all three phases of the game. Jamestown's off to a really good start this season, and I can't imagine you won't see them try to make a deep playoff run this year as well.
I would see myself. I got a chance to call one of their games a couple weeks back at Niagara Falls, and they looked just as solid, albeit it was with running back Carson Bain having another monster performance, as it's a 2nd and 1 coming up, and the way it's looking, this is usually where the quarterback will sneak it, and they'll have a couple guys behind them to push the pile forward.
I'd love to see them go play action off of this.
Or even a little underhand, like a behind-the-leg flip to a running back, but they get a defender to jump. They got 2 to jump. I saw Pat Allen as well as Joey Joyner. They were trying to anticipate the snap count, and they crossed the neutral zone. So that penalty will result in a 1st down.
And so far, Norm, it's been a fairly clean football game. Pretty much discipline on both sides of the ball. That's the first time you've seen a miscue from that end. And that affords a 1st down for the Red Devils.
This could be one of those gives, and yeah, it is. It's one of those trickery plays along, able to break a couple tackles, gets to about the 35-yard line, enough for a 1st down. I remember seeing something like this a while back, and it was a play called Hide the Midget, where the smallest guy but fastest guy gets the ball, and they let him use a turbo and get downfield.
And we just used the word discipline. You have to be disciplined defensively against this type of scheme.
I wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to do it again? They are. It's long again. He crosses the 30. He's going down the sideline, down the 15. Jerry Dadsey on the stop, and so nice once, you got to do it twice.
And it's a nice adjustment by the Red Devils staff to go to this scheme. They were struggling up front against a bigger and stronger, I wouldn't say stronger, but bigger West defensive line. Great job of getting angles now on down blocks, and you see big holes so far on the first 2 plays with this scheme.
Won't hurt to see him try it on the other side. But it's another pitch to long again, but this time, though, the defense not fooled. It was Pat Allen on the stop, and that one a case of running that well one too many times as we hit the 60-second mark left in the first with the Red Devils in the Warhawk red zone.
Allen comes flying up on that play. Yes, they saw it the prior 2 plays, but he still had to come up and make a play, and that's exactly what he did.
This time, though, it's a bit more spread out, not as tight. Tubin under center, and it's number 34 with the carry, and he's able to pound the rock into the end zone for a score. They used David Van Horn this time on that play, so they gave Jeff Long a break, and they're rewarded with 6 points in the promised land. David Van Horn pounding the rock into the end zone, and Clarence draws first blood 6-0 with 27 seconds left in the first.
And again, Norm, I really like the adjustment by the Clarence coaching staff going to this scheme. They had a tough time even finding the running back there. He does a great job of cutting back against the grain and finds pay dirt for 6 points, and the Red Devils are up on the board.
A little bit of a funky formation here, unless it'll be a late shift. Usually with a situation like this, it's a 2-point conversion trick play, and that's a snap directed and stopped, bottled up. It went right to Brady McGrath, and the Warhawks were not fooled on that one, and even so, Clarence will get on the board first 6-0 as they'll boot it back over to the Warhawks. That was a bit of an interesting play, though. That's something I have seen before, but it's been a hot minute.
That scheme used to be run here a few years back by the prior coach and staff. Coach Berzio was on that staff as an assistant, so he's fully in tune of what that looks like and how to teach it and run it. And that's exactly what you saw. So, again, a really nice adjustment, and that affords them the first touchdown of the football game here tonight.
Turned to a little bit of that tight, almost looked like a wing tee they had over those last 4 or 5 plays, but they were able to get paid her, and you'll get touchdowns however you can get them, as it will be a kickoff to the Warhawks as they'll look to respond. They've gotten into Red Devil territory, but they've been victimized by 2 unsuccessful 4th downs. So it's going to be Josh Kavanaugh kicking off for Clarence. And here comes the kick. And it's a top spin poocher. And they better get to it quickly, and a heads-up player just slide on it. And it was number 11. That was Zach Peters who alertly just dove for the ball and fell on it.
And it appeared as if, Norm, it looked like it was going to go out of bounds, but then it softened up there and in some dead spot on the football field. So good job by the Warhawks of pouncing on that and maintaining possession.
So ball spotted at the 31, 1st and 10 for the Warhawks with 26 seconds left in the first. Three wideouts here as Stupak will be in the pistol with a back right behind him. And it's going to be a toss sweep, and that's to Freeman. And Freeman able to get past the 30 to about the 34, 35, so about 3-4 yards on the carry. So ball be spotted, or wait for the spot with, it'll be at the 34, so it was a 3-yard gain as the first quarter will come to a close here at Clarence High School with the Clarence Red Devils up over the West Seneca West Warhawks, 6-0. We'll have the second quarter start momentarily, but after this on WNY Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Western New York High School football is on WBFO, your NPR station. Hear play-by-play coverage every Friday night at 7. Listen live at 88.7 FM, WBFO.org, or the WBFO app. A complete schedule of the 8-game season is available on WBFO.org.
Friday Night Lights is made possible by our members and by Great Erie Federal Credit Union and Miracle Method.
And we're about to start the second quarter here with the Clarence Red Devils up against the West Seneca West Warhawks, 6-0. And a quick update, Lancaster taking on OP, a goal-to-go situation coming with the score 0-0 with less than a minute left in the first. But right now, 2nd and 7 at the 34 is Stupak again in the pistol formation. And he'll look to throw. He goes in the flat. That is caught there by Peters. Peters will get to about the 46-yard line. It's more than enough for the first down, and a nice play-action fake. Stupak stays patient in the pocket and finds Peters.
And they had him in the right defensive scheme there. The right side wide receiver, the wide receiver worked high over the top, which carried that left corner, vacated that area for number 11, and a good job of getting the ball out. And that's a really nice play for a first down for the Warhawks.
4 wideouts of trips on the far side, and we've seen a lot of it, the pistol formation from both sides, and about 7 guys in the box for Clarence. Play action fake, Stupak under pressure, and he's going to run, but he'll get back to, or there's a late flag on the play. It looked like he got about a yard or two. The flag was thrown at around the line of scrimmage. That's usually in the vicinity of holding. We haven't seen a lot of penalties in this game so far. It's been very tame, very clean, and it will be against the Warhawks. And with holding, it's at the spot plus the yardage, so it won't necessarily be 10 yards. Well, this one will be 10 yards as it was at the line. So it's a 1st and 20. Let's see what they do here. Looks like they're going to possibly have an empty backfield. And they're going to. It's going to be a spread with a trips on the far side, 2 wideouts on the near. two of them in the slot, excuse me. Freeman sent in motion. It's a touch pass, but we got a flag. And from a referee's indication, it's going to be a false start. So make it 1st and 25.
And Norm, now that's back-to-back penalties for the Warhawks. They're going in the wrong direction, certainly, and they need to get back to playing disciplined football like they did for most of that first quarter.
Yeah, only the second quarter. They're only in a 6-point deficit, and they have been semi-successful in moving the ball. They just got to crack the right codes to punch in points, as it's a 1st and 25 right now at the 31. So they do got to get to at least the Clarence 44 to get a first, but the goal right now should be at least get half the yardage back, make it 2nd and manageable. Don't necessarily need to go for it all in one shot. Man set in motion, that is Appenheimer. It's going to be a give on the counter to Freeman, and Freeman bulldozing his way past the 40, gets to about the 41, so gets roughly about 10 yards back. Nice run.
And it's a nice scheme, nice play there. Decoy motion going to the left side. They come back underneath with Freeman. Freeman does a good job of turning the corner. He had good blocking on the edge, and I like how he finished the run. He lowered his shoulder and got a couple extra yards.
So it goes from a 1st and 25 to a 2nd and 15. Making it more manageable here for the Warhawks. As again, as we've seen throughout the first quarter, the 3-3 stack. There is one edge rusher looking like he could possibly blitz. Two defenders indicating it as it's a play-action fake. Here comes a throw. And incomplete. I thought Dadsey had it for a moment. But I think he also heard the footsteps of an oncoming Red Devil defender. And that was Mike McCarthy that was right on his tail.
And the Red Devils came with 3 linebackers, or actually one of the strong safeties down, brought them on the blitz. So they had single coverage on the edge. They just couldn't connect for the Warhawks there. And now they're in 3rd and real long here, Norm.
Very true. And we haven't seen them punt so far, so 3rd and 15, maybe get 7-8 yards at the most, make it a 4th and manageable if you choose to go for it. Got to get them any way you can. Stupak takes a deep snap. Here's a screen. And that one was too wide for Freeman.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He had 2 blockers ready to lead him up the right sidelines with only 1 defender there. Looked like that could have been a big play, but they don't connect. Turns it over on downs, and the Red Devils have really good field position here.
Well, that was 3rd
I'm
down.
sorry. Check me, Norm. That was 3rd and long. This would be 4th down. Looks like they got the punting unit out on the field.
They do, and it is Brendan Griffey. I'll say the only football that punts on 3rd is the CFL.
And even then, that's not absolutely consistent on certain nights, Norm.
Very true. Let's see if they get a good snap here, because there have been a lot of games where snapping has been issues with some teams. But this one's a beautiful snap. But that's a high pop-up, and that's knuckleballing past midfield. And the top words usually that return teams will yell is either poison or grenade, and that's a code to get away from the ball. That one down at around the 38, 37-yard line. So it'll still be decent field position for Clarence.
And as I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, the punting game for the Warhawks.
You were on point.
I think there's still room for improvement. That wasn't a bad punt. But if you're going to continue to see that, if they get more reasonable 4th and shorter situations, you're going to see them go for it instead of punting the football.
Yeah, and the tight wing T in here again for Clarence. It worked for them on their last drive. Why not do it again? They worked with Van Horn and Long. But we got another timeout. And the Warhawks already using their second one with 9:58 left in the half. They're down to 1 timeout left in the first half. But we'll take a quick break ourselves with the Red Devils up 6-0 over West Seneca West on WNY Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
9:58 left in the half. The Warhawks using their second timeout. Again, though, that tight wing. And it's going to be another run. It's Van Horn, and he turns on the turbo. He could be gone unless Freeman can catch him. And it's going to be a house call. 65 yards. David Van Horn, his second touchdown of the game, making it 12-0. And I think what happened was Warhawks were expecting Jeff Long to get it. Van Horn got it, had an open gap, and he was untouched. 65 yards on the run. One play.
Huge play by the Red Devils. And as you can see, Norm, West Seneca West has not adjusted to this scheme and this formation as of yet. They had to exhaust another timeout because they did not have an additional down lineman in. You absolutely need that against this scheme. So they still haven't figured it out. And again, a great adjustment by the Red Devils staff of going to it at the right time here in the first half.
Red Devils going for 2 to make it an even 14. And another one of those trick runs again. Didn't see who had the ball, but it's no good. But David Van Horn with his second touchdown in the game, a 65-yard run. And it's 12-0 with 9:46 left in the half. And the Warhawks, they got to come up with some ways to get deeper into Red Devil territory and eventually the end zone. But at the same token, defensively, they have to figure out how to stop that tight wing T-esque hide the ball to your speedsters.
And again, it takes extreme discipline, Norm, to be successful against that scheme defensively. And so far, you have not seen that. They've gotten too deep into the backfield.
As we're going to see another kickoff by the Red Devils and the 2 deep men back for West Seneca West. The main one, Tom Majakowski, he's standing inside the 10. And I don't quite got a view of the number beside him. But here comes the kickoff. Either way, it's a squib kick. And another executed beautifully. And again, it's going to be Zach Peters, Johnny on the spot. I'll say, though, with fielding those 2, he's got a good pair of hands. So ball's in their own 32, so decent field position for the Warhawks. And they've just got to find a way to punch it in and cut it back down to 1 possession. We have seen that they can move it downfield, but then when it gets to 3rd, 4th down, that's when it starts to fall off the rails.
And it's been a matter of execution because the plays have been there, especially on some of those 3rd and 4th down situations. They just haven't connected. And let's see if they can sustain a drive. And like you said, Norm, let's see if they can hit pay dirt.
They're due for something big. As Stupak will fake the handoff, going downfield, one-on-one, and incomplete. Dano was wide open, and if he hauls that in, he could be going to the house. That was a perfectly thrown ball, but Dano, he just couldn't get a clean hold of it.
And he worked himself nicely over the top of the right corner. Had space, the ball was nicely thrown, and just didn't reel it in up the left sidelines about 35 yards down the field.
So 2nd and 10 to 32, and I'll say when Stupak's had time, he's had some good throws. It's just got to be a mix of throws being accurate and also the receivers being able to reel them in cleanly. But it's only 2nd down as now there is a back beside once again to Stupak. He's got 3 wide outs, and it's going to be a give. And getting it past the 35 to around the 37-yard line. And it does look like Freeman's playing. Number 6. He was one of the ones that we got told about that was part of that injury list, the injury bug that the Warhawks have been dealing with. But, hey, seeing him out there and getting a decent run, that's something inspiring as it's 3rd down 5. And Stupak will give it off again. And it's Freeman, spins away from one defender, gets past the 45, gets into Red Devil territory to the 45-yard line. Took a couple defenders to get him down. It was a mix of Hayden Arison as well as number 20, or Jake Batum as well on the stop.
Explosive run by Freeman. He had a great second half last week. And here it is again, getting up in the hole, bouncing when he needs to, running through a couple tackles and finishing it off with a hard physical run by lowering his shoulder and a 1st down for the Warhawks.
19-yard gain there on the run by Freeman, and it'll be a give to him again, and this time he'll only get back to the line of scrimmage. Once again, it was Batum that slowed him down, and Brody Kaufman was able to finish off the tackle.
And both of those two gentlemen do a nice job with the original penetration up front. Finishing him off, Norm, about 1 yard after that run.
So it was no gain on the run, so 2nd down 10. I wouldn't mind seeing another play-action fake. They've had some success with that. With that 3-3 stack alignment once again, and it's a play-action fake. Here comes a throw to Dadsey. He makes a nice catch, jukes away from a defender, gets to around the 31-yard line. More than enough for a 1st down, and Dadsey, he had to pull a little bit of acrobatics there to make that catch, but it pays off.
Hitting the soft spot of the defense right in the left flats. Excellent job of putting his foot in the dirt and eluding that defender for the 1st down.
So ball at the 31-yard line. Deepest they've been into Red Devil territory. This time 4 wideouts, trips on the near side. Stupak will take the shotgun snap. He'll roll out to the right. Throws middle of the field. Incomplete, intended for Dadsey. He was open, but the throw was a tad on the high side. So it will be 2nd down 10 with 6:55 left in the half. And Warhawks, they're slowly but surely knocking at the door and looking to cut into this 12-0 deficit.
And they've done this, Norm, on prior drives. They just haven't been able to finish them off. Let's see if this drive's a little bit different.
So 2nd and 10 at the 31 with 6:55 left in the half. Little miscommunication on where to go for the assignment, but it does get amended. 3 wideouts, Dadsey in the slot. And it's going to be a give on the dive. Freeman's got a big gap. He'll get past the 30 to about the 28. He had that gap, and it got closed real quickly, so great pursuit there. And it was Brady McGrath as well as Hayden Arison that was able to bring down Freeman. So it was a gain of 4, making it a 3rd and 6.
Good run, but good play by Arison. He's the captain, the leader of the defense. He's a physical and fast player, provides tremendous leadership for that Red Devil defense. And you saw a nice play there, filling up in the hole, and puts him in the 3rd and long.
Definitely 4-down territory here for the Warhawks, should that be the case. Play action fake, here's a throw, and picked off! And Johnny on the spot, Jeff Long with the interception, and back at the 5-yard line. So Jeff Long, he has he's gotten some good runs, and now he has an interception, pulling more out of his bag of tricks. Putting a little bit more mechanisms in the Swiss Army knife as there's a late flag on the play, but I believe that'll be after the interception. And there's also an injured player down for Clarence.
And there's Long all over the field, whether it's on offense, defense, special teams. Big play by him on sitting over the top in the secondary. And a nice job of making the interception.
It appeared to be Chris Barron, number 70, that's the ones being attended to on the field. Nearly halfway through the 2nd quarter, and Red Devils up 12-0. And both teams on their respective sidelines. There was also a late flag. We're not sure what it'll be, but there was an interception by Long prior to this happening. Well, we're going to take a quick break with the score 12-0, 6:06 left in the half on WNY Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Something like this. I'm not sure. I guess we'll. Well. All right, so here's the details on what happened. There was a personal foul with an ejection on one of the Warhawk players. It was after the interception, so the yards would be tacked on from the spot where it was intercepted. We were just trying to figure out who it was that was going to be tossed, but the player that was down for Clarence was Chris Barron, and he was able to get up and walk out on his own power, and I always say that's always a good sign.
That's a great sign. You never see anybody want to get injured, and certainly it was a good sign seeing him walk off the field.
Well, again, that tight wing TS handoff, but this time for minimal yardage, only about a yard or two. It was McGrath that was on the run. So that's the third different back we've seen take the handoff on that. We've seen Jeff Long take the handoffs. We've seen Van Horn score not once but twice off it. And then this time it's McGrath. So it was a gain of 2. Second down and 8 coming up. And it's Long once again. He's got a gap down the sideline. He'll cross the 30, get to about the 36-yard line, and a late flag on the play. It was enough for the first, but there was a flag that was thrown. We'll see what it's all about. Penalties picking up pretty big here in the second quarter, and it's a holding on the Red Devils. So that'll wipe away a nice gain there by Long.
And Norm, I believe that's the first Red Devil penalty of the evening. So it's unfortunate it wipes out a good gain and a good run. But if they could stay disciplined like they have been, I think they're going to have continued success.
And this will be the first play we've seen in quite a while where it's not lined up tight wing teed. They're back to 4 wideouts with the trips on the near side. So ball spotted back at the 15. And Tubin will look to throw. It's a screen pass. It's caught by Long. He'll cross the 20, turns on the Jets, gets around the 30, and he levels Dadsey with authorities. He was escorted out of bounds, and that was able to move the chains, so they answer the penalty by converting on that 1st and long right there.
Nice throw and catch, good speed up the left sidelines and finishing off the run with authority, lowering his shoulder and getting a few additional yards for a first down.
Once again, 4 wideouts here. Van Horn right beside Tubin. And Tubin will look to pass. He's out of the pocket, flag on the play. It's incomplete, intended for Brinkerhoff. But where it's thrown, it's in the vicinity of holding. So two officials must have seen it at the same time, and that's the second holding in the last 3 plays by Clarence. And another late flag as well. And an unsportsmanlike conduct against Clarence too. So it's starting to boil where the kettle might get too hot to touch.
And I do understand, Norm, that this is their identity, their formation, their spread, but they've had so much success in the other scheme. I really believe they need to go back and utilize that to their advantage.
So this is going to be a first and a country mile here for Clarence. They're all the way back at the 10. It's going to be first and at least 30 yards. So first and 33 to be exact.
Now let's see if the Warhawks can take advantage of some of these miscues offensively by the Red Devils.
This will give them some rest. It's a pitch, though, and it is to Van Horn. Spins away from a defender, gets back to the 25-yard line. So they account for nearly half of the yardage right there, and now there's a Warhawk that's down now as well.
Nice job of running the option to the short side of the field. This time, Tubin does a good job of pressing the edge, drawing the defender, kicking it out. There was nobody there, and a really big gain on first and long puts him in a good situation on second and about 12.
So second and 17 coming up, but right now it's Pat Allen that's getting attended to medically, and hopefully it's nothing serious. Again, the Warhawks, they've had some injury bug issues, and Pat Allen's one of the top guys defensively and offensively on the front line, or in the words of one of our colleagues, Tom Prince, in the trenches. So half of the yardage was accounted for, but a player, again, it's Pat Allen that's being attended to. And Allen's able to get up on his own power, but we got a couple updates as well. Orchard Park, the Quakers taking on the Lancaster Legends. That's a 7-7 tie with 7:50 left in the half. So that one probably for certain one of the games of the week in the local area. And also, Fredonia against Portville, the Hillbillies are up 14-7 with a little more than 8 minutes left in the half. And so far they're ahead without Sam Atzrott, who's had a great season so far at running back for Fredonia. So 4:35 left in the half in this matchup. It was a gain of 17 on that option pitch to Van Horn. He's already near the century mark in rushing as Tubin in the pistol will look to throw. Here comes the rush, and he gets away from one defender, gets away from another. He goes long, wide open, and incomplete. Goodness gracious, Corey Cummins wide open past midfield. And another case of just hitting off the breadbasket. You got to catch it with your hands, not your chest.
And Norm, he started turning upfield before he had the ball in his
too.
hands. Certainly that was the case. Tubin, though, does a great job eluding not only one but two defenders to escape that, set his feet, and still get the ball down the field right in his receiver's hands. Just couldn't connect, and that receiver's not going to sleep on that one tonight, Norm.
I wonder if he'll do some push-ups to make up for it after the game. So 3rd and 16 coming up here, and Warhawks there, I would think they're a little bit more relaxed with it being a 3rd and long, but you can't take the down lightly. They're showing the blitz again. Tubin rolling out, looking. He'll throw downfield again, and incomplete, intended for Brinkerhoff, and he got covered tightly there by Maciekowski, and it's going to be 4th down, so the Warhawks able to tighten it up defensively, and we'll see if the Warhawks can get it in the end zone on this upcoming one after the punt.
Norm, the Warhawks do their job. They get the stop they need before the half is out. They have plenty of time to get down the field and score some points. And so let's see how they respond in the last 4 minutes and 11 seconds here as they close out the half.
Corey Cummins sent the boot, but don't take it lightly. We've already seen one fake attempt where he threw it. But he does execute good punts. But the Warhawks showing the rush. Here comes a snap, and he's able to get off a decent punt. It'll get past midfield, take a Red Devil bounce. It'll roll past the 40, and it will stop at around the 37-yard line. And it got down by Clayton Feltz. So that was about a 37-yard punt there by Cummins.
Again, Norm, the Warhawks have plenty of time, 3:58 before the half is out. They only have one timeout, but again, still plenty of time to get down the field and hopefully score some points.
Well, there's also a late flag, too, and we've already seen an ejection in this quarter. We've seen an unsportsmanlike conduct. I wonder what's going to be in the bag of penalties this time.
And thank you to my two partners here. I did not see the late flag.
Personal foul, and that's on the Warhawks. And another ejection.
Oh, my goodness,
This is
Norm.
the second Warhawk that's being ejected from the game. I don't know what they're thinking. They've had injury problems. They're short-handed. You can't afford to get tossed. And that's just mistake-prone right there. What the first quarter was tame. The second quarter, it has been full of dirty laundry with those yellow flags. And it's tempers erupting on both sides. We've seen an unsportsmanlike conduct on Clarence, and we've seen 2 ejections on the West Seneca West side, so this is getting really sloppy.
This is a deep penalty. What?
And this puts them at around the 23-yard line, so that cost them 15 yards.
It almost appeared as if it's more than that, Norm. From where they spotted to where they're standing now,
Wow.
that looks like it's almost a 30-yard penalty.
Oh, I was basing it where it got downed at. But this time Stupak will be under center, but first we have an official timeout. Okay, so we did find out, and got to give credit to the workers here at Clarence. Stupak was actually one of the players ejected. He was the quarterback. So this could be a big disadvantage right there.
And, Norm, the officials have brought both teams together to address that issue, to make sure there are no more incidents moving forward.
So once we get a view of the jersey number, we'll let you know who's in at quarterback now. And it's number 10. That's Tommy Otis. He's a junior. And the give, though, is to a Bernard Freeman. And he got a good chunk of yardage. Got to pass the 30. So Stupak was ejected after the interception. And we're not too sure yet who the next player was, but once we find out, we will let you know. So 7-8 yard run there by Bernard Freeman. He'll make it 2nd and 3 at the 30 with 3:50 left in the half. Again, Caden Stupak, he has been ejected. He started at quarterback. Now it's Tommy Otis who is now in there taking the snaps.
And I can't imagine this doesn't change the complexion of their offense. We shall see, but this puts this young quarterback in a tough spot.
Well, it's also a chance for him to see what he can do when he gets a chance. But it's a give to Bernard Freeman, and he'll get it to about the 34-yard line. From where he landed, it should be enough for a first.
And you're right, Norm. Originally, we thought Bernard Freeman wouldn't be playing tonight, so it's good to see him in the lineup, and he's making a little bit of a difference for the Warhawks, especially in the running game.
As long as they're moving it forward and not backward, that's what matters. So 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. 3:15 left and counting in the half, and the Warhawks are down to 1 timeout. They had to use 2 of them because of that tight wing T offense that the Red Devils were running. And Otis will look to throw. Here comes the rush, and he's still looking. Directed traffic, here comes a throw, and it's going to be incomplete. And another late flag on the play. From the ref's indication, it looks like it'll be PI. Pass interference is going to be against the Red Devils. I'm basing it on what one of these side judges was indicating, and that was indeed the call. So.
And, Norm, it was a really late flag.
Yes, it was.
It appeared as if the play was over and they were turning back to go to the huddle, but nonetheless, the flag came in, and the Warhawks will be afforded a first down with that laundry.
Yeah, taking a look at Tommy Otis' stat line, though, is he's now in at quarterback. Coming in, he's only 2 for 4 for 9 yards, but he does have a touchdown pass, so he has seen a small morsel of action. But as I mentioned, it's an opportunity for him to have a solid performance off the bench, and it's only a 12-point deficit. That's not a big lead by any means whatsoever. They're already near Red Devil territory. They're at the 49-yard line after the PI. It's a give to Freeman again. He's trying to swing it over to the opposite end, and he'll get only a yard to midfield. And it was, once again, Hayden Harrison on the stop.
Hayden Harrison does a great job of forcing him to string it out wide. Again, running a bit parallel. And then he finishes it off with a nice tackle off the left sidelines for no gain.
So ball is right at midfield. It's 2nd and 9 coming up, and Warhawks can't afford to burn too much clock. But the good thing is, should they get a score before the end of the half, they do get the ball to start the second because they deferred. As we're about to hit 2 minutes left in the half, there's 3 wideouts right now, 1 in the slot. Low snap, but Otis able to field it. He's able to spin away momentarily, but now he meets a wall of Red Devil defenders. And from what I saw, Drew Hutchinson was one of the guys, as well as Quayton Feltz.
Poor snap, and they were really fortunate to still maintain possession there. Red Devils jumped on it immediately, almost forced them to turn it over. But a good job by the young quarterback of holding on to the ball.
And Clarence does call a timeout with 1:57 left in the half. We'll take a break ourselves. The score still 12-0 on WNY Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Less than 2 minutes left in the half, and score 12-0. It's 3rd and 14 at the 46. So they are near Red Devil territory. They were at midfield, but a low snap cost them 4 yards, but Otis was able to recover it. And he'll look to throw. Here comes the rush, though, and he's going to run out of time. He gets sacked. Sacked on the play by Owen Grachala. That'll be back at around the 35-yard line. A spot at the 39, so it'll be a 7-yard loss.
He had time initially, Norm, but he patted the ball. The Red Devils were all up in there at that time and forces him to have to tuck the ball under and take a big hit. And they're going to have to punt the football here on 4th and long.
Yeah, and the Red Devils, they use their second timeout, and it's an opportunity for them to get some points on the board again before the half. David Van Horn has 2 touchdown runs. The big one, though, the 65-yarder. And it's an opportunity. They do have 1 timeout left, and we do know that when Tubin does choose to throw it, he can get it done. He had that 300-yard game last week against Lockport.
He's extremely dangerous in the passing game, Norm. And not only did he have a lot of success last week with a huge school record on completions and passing yards and touchdowns, but week 1 against Frontier, he went 20 of 32 for 279 yards, 2 TDs in the air, and 1 rushing. So
wow.
Make no mistake, the kid can play, and he's only a junior.
And the Warhawks, they're going to, I think this is the wise decision. You got to boot this away. You don't want to give away too good a field. And the last one was just a 22-yarder by Griffey. He'll look for a better result on this one. We'll see if the Red Devils try to rush and try to block this. And much better punt there by Griffin. And it gets fielded there by Christopher. Christopher swing it over to the opposite end. He's got some field, but not for long. Late flag on the play. And the tackle there by the Warhawks was by Watuziak. In spite of the deficit, he's been all over the field defensively.
Yes, he has, and a really nice punt there for the Warhawks when they needed it right before the half. Forces the Devils to be backed up here, and they'll tack on this penalty on the Red Devils as well. Still, though, plenty of time for them to go down and potentially score some points before the half is out.
I feel if they could try finding Wind, who he only has one catch for 15 yards so far in this game, but if they can get it to him or get Jeff Long open, have him use his speed, even finding Van Horn, who's got those 2 touchdowns, they can get down the field quick. There's no reason why they can't get any points in the last minute 34 of the half.
Absolutely. Having said that, let's be calculated on their approach. Let's not turn the football over and give some life for the Warhawks before they go into the locker room.
Yeah, you got to be smart, and it looks like they're going to go with that tight offense again.
I think this is the right approach here, Norm.
I agree. Get it to one of your speedsters. And it's a pitch to Long, but they stop it right away. Looks like he either got back to the line or lost a yard.
And that's the first time against that scheme defensively that they got penetration on the backside, which really can cause fits. If you can do that against that scheme, that's a great job of countering on the backside defensively for the Warhawks.
So we're about to hit 60 seconds left in the half. It will be second down here for the Red Devils, and this time they're in a 4-wide set with Van Horn, the single back. Both teams with one timeout left as Tubin will look to throw. He does have a man open, and that is Cummins. Cummins gets it back to about the 26-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 7.
Nice play by the Red Devils, running a shoot screen out to the left side, puts them in a reasonable down and distance here on third down.
Yeah, and this is something they're known for too, running that no-huddle offense as we have less than 30 seconds left in the half. It's 3rd and 3 at the 26-yard line. And Tubin will look to throw again. Watuziak on the rush, but he gets blocked. He's got Cummins wide open, makes a catch, and he's down the sideline to the 20, and he's going to go to the house. Touchdown, Corey Cummins, 74 yards on the play. Second touchdown play of the game, of 65-plus yards. This time, Cummins reels it in, and Jaden John had no chance to catch him. And with 8 seconds left in the half, the Red Devils pad their lead to 18-0.
And what a huge play by Tubin, eluding pressure, getting in his flip turn, setting his feet, and ripping the ball down the left sidelines on a huge play for the Devils as they close out the half. That could be a big hammer, boy, Norm, before this half is out.
So we do got a timeout call by Clarence. It'll be their last one, and I think they're doing it to come up with the right play for a conversion. They haven't been successful so far on them, even though they are up by 18. But that was great patience, though, too, by Tubin. He saw what Tuziak was rushing, but a successful pancake block was able to go outside the pocket and find Cummins, and he beat John one-on-one.
And Cummins does a great job of working over the top of the defense, staying wide on the left side, using his inside hand on his release to push off and created great separation over the top. So, again, a huge explosive play for the Red Devils here late in the first half.
And they are going to go for 2 here. So far, they're 0 for 2 on the conversion attempts. But they're going back to the tight wing T formation. And Tubin will look to throw for it. He does have a man open, and making the catch easily is Hayden Arison for the conversion. That'll give him 20 points on the board. 20-0 with 8 seconds left in the half. I like that. That was a successful fake, and Arison was all alone in the back of the end zone.
And, Norm, when you throw out of that formation, because it's so heavily run-orientated, they simple play action off of it. They drag the tight end to the backside of the field, and it's a simple throwback, we call that, Good old throwback to the left side, and 2 more points for the Red Devils.
So kickoff units getting down on the field. I go by the acronym KISS. Keep it simple. Squib it. Because one of the guys deep is Bernard Freeman, and he's gotten a couple of good runs. And Majikowski, he's the other guy right beside him. They're standing at around the 19. But if I was on this unit, I'd be anticipating the squib. But this is a pooch kick. And again, it gets fielded cleanly there by Peters. And Peters reverses field. He could possibly get some good yards here, and he'll get past the 45 to near midfield, but that's how we're going to end the half. And the Clarence Red Devils are up over the West Seneca West Warhawks 20-0. We've hit halftime here at Clarence High School in Clarence, New York, and we'll have the second half in just a little bit right here on WNY Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Hi, Deion Dawkins, Dawson Knox for Team West Star Used Cars.
With the largest selection in New York State, with thousands available.
From economy cars to this outrageous Ford F-150 Raptor.
Owned by a well-known celebrity type.
Ooh. Whoa. Is this my old truck? Are you selling my truck?
Much better.
Check it out.
Win Josh's truck. Go to Western.com and win your choice of Josh Allen's signed Ford F-150 or $100,000.
Ride with Team West Turf.
You're watching another live stream production by 300 Level Media, LLC. 300 Level Media can highlight your business by incorporating commercials, live reads, and corporate logos throughout our WNY Athletics events. WNY Athletics is the premier high school sports streaming service in New York State, covering regular season contests through the state championships and everything in between, with over 1 million views annually. If you are interested in advertising with any of our platforms, please visit our Become a Sponsor page at WNYathletics.com.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, the Utes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Hi, my name is Lisa Roosevelt, owner of the Rose Bar and Grill, located at 199 Scott Street, downtown Buffalo, in the heart of the city. It's a great place, friendly atmosphere, have great drinks, have great food, and we have awesome customers. If you come to the Rose, I guarantee you, coming back.
Western New York High School football is on WBFO, your NPR station. Hear play-by-play coverage every Friday night at 7. Listen live at 88.7 FM, WBFO.org, or the WBFO app. A complete schedule of the 8-game season is available on WBFO.org.
Friday Night Lights is made possible by our members and by Great Erie Federal Credit Union and Miracle Method.
Hi, Deion Dawkins, Dawson Knox for Team West Her Used Cars.
With the largest selection in New York State, with thousands available.
From economy cars to this outrageous Ford F-150 Raptor.
Owned by a well-known celebrity type.
Ooh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is this my old truck? Are you selling my truck?
Much better.
Check it out.
Win Josh's truck. Go to Western.com and win your choice of Josh Allen's signed Ford F-150 or $100,000.
Ride with Team West Her.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. You're watching another live stream production by 300 Level Media, LLC. 300 Level Media can highlight your business by incorporating commercials, live reads, and corporate logos throughout our WNY Athletics events. WNY Athletics is the premier high school sports streaming service in New York State, covering regular season contests through the state championships and everything in between, with over 1 million views annually. If you are interested in advertising with any of our platforms, please visit our Become a Sponsor page at WNYathletics.com.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
You insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Western New York High School football is on WBFO, your NPR station. Hear play-by-play coverage every Friday night at 7. Listen live at 88.7 FM, WBFO.org, or the WBFO app. A complete schedule of the 8-game season is available on WBFO.org.
Friday Night Lights is made possible by our members and by Great Erie Federal Credit Union and Miracle Method.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Western New York High School football is on WBFO, your NPR station. Hear play-by-play coverage every Friday night at 7. Listen live at 88.7 FM, WBFO.org, or the WBFO app. A complete schedule of the 8-game season is available on WBFO.org.
Friday Night Lights is made possible by our members and by Great Erie Federal Credit Union and Miracle Method.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Hi, Deion Dawkins, Dawson Knox for Team West Star Used Cars.
With the largest selection in New York State, with thousands available.
From economy cars to this outrageous Ford F-150 Raptor.
Owned by a well-known celebrity type.
Ooh.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Is this my old truck? Are you selling my truck?
Much better. Check it out.
Win Josh's truck. Go to Western.com and win your choice of Josh Allen's signed Ford F-150 or $100,000.
Ride with Team West Her.
You're watching another live stream production by 300 Level Media LLC. 300 Level Media can highlight your business by incorporating commercials, live reads, and corporate logos throughout our WNY Athletics events. WNY Athletics is the premier high school sports streaming service in New York State, covering regular season contests through the state championships and everything in between, with over 1 million views annually. If you are interested in advertising with any of our platforms, please visit our Become a Sponsor page at WNYathletics.com.
And we're about to momentarily have the second half here. Clarence Red Devils ahead over the West Seneca West Warhawks 20-0. And first half, even though Clarence well known for the passing game, it was the running game that mainly got them their points. The main man of the half being David Van Horn with 2 touchdown runs, one from 13 yards and one from 65. But besides that, though, near the end of the half, a 74-yard touchdown pass from Bryce Tubin to Corey Cummins, who made up for a drop where he was wide open earlier in the quarter. And it was a second quarter full of the penalties as well. But if you're the Warhawks, it's still too early to panic. It's only a 20-point deficit, and it's a game of 48 minutes, not 12, not 24, not 36.
And Norm, yes, a very good half, certainly for the Red Devils. Statistically, it shows up on the scoreboard. However, it wasn't as easy as it may have indicated with the score. It was a back-and-forth football game, especially in the first quarter. The Red Devils opened it up in the second quarter and made some explosive plays. Make no mistake about that. But as you indicated at the end of your statement, the Warhawks are not out of this football game. Let's be patient and continue to stick to their identity and see if they can put some early points up on the board as they start the third quarter.
Yeah, and as you say that, they do get the ball to start the second half. They did win the toss into first, so it's a fresh 12 minutes that are about to be on the clock, and we'll see what Tommy Otis can do at quarterback for the Warhawks. He had some difficulties with a couple snaps, and when he did drop back to throw, his O-line didn't give him sufficient time to be able to get a good pass off. But let's see how they do to start off half number 2.
And it'll be interesting, and it's unfortunate that Stupak is not part of this football game. I didn't see the specific play, but it's unfortunate. Certainly he did something that would force that element. But this young man, as you mentioned, he's got an opportunity. He's got his feet wet now as he was in late in the second quarter. And let's see how he responds on the first possession here to start the half.
And it will be Kavanaugh kicking it off. He's been mainly pooching them, and he does no different. And it gets fielded there by Oliver Dana. And Dana reversing the field. He finds a bit of room, gets past 35, and he goes Pac-Man-esque the other way. Can he pick up a blocker? He gets past the 40 to about the 43-yard line. What an effort there by Oliver Dana, showing his shades of Dante Hall, the Pac-Man joystick-esque moves, as we have a late flag on the sideline as well. I would presume for a late hit.
Norm, he probably ran 150 yards to get 30 yards. But a great job of bouncing it back from the right side up to the left side, making a big play for the Warhawks. Exactly what they needed, and now this flag here tacked on. Really good field position to start the half.
And this should give the offense a good sigh of, hey, we can do this. It'll be from the spot after the return, and it's going to be excellent field position here for the Warhawks. They're going to be in Red Devil territory, and I think this is a good way for Otis to start the second half here. Be in Red Devil position. I'm curious to see what he's capable of doing, but I think to start it off, I would say go simple. Give that ball to Freeman. He is right beside Otis, coincidentally, but Otis will look to throw. But here comes the rush. Here's a throw. It's a duck. But what a catch there. Again by Zach Peters. I think he's got hands of crazy glue right there. He hasn't dropped anything tonight.
Great reception, but a good throw by the young quarterback. buying time. He had pressure right away off the right side by the Devils' defensive end, and an excellent job of getting it up the right sideline for a first down and a big play.
That'll put him even deeper in Clarence territory. That one at the 32. Longest completion of the season in Otis's young year.
Red Devils starting in their base 3-3 stack again to start the second half.
Always have to anticipate a possible blitz. Oh, another bad snap, but that was one where Otis dropped it, and he was able to get over to Donovan, but they're still going to lose about 9 yards. And he has been ruled down by contact. There's not going to be a scoop and score. That's just, I would call, prolonging the inevitable of the play. And from taking a second, or from re-looking at it mentally, it was a good snap. Just, I think Otis felt the rush and he just dropped it.
And those are the miscues the Warhawks just cannot afford. They have to stay ahead of the chains. Now they put themselves in a very long situation and second down, and it makes it very challenging for the offensive coordinator to make proper calls, especially when you're somewhat limited with the young quarterback under center.
So it was a loss of 9, second and 19 at the 41. Or check that, second and 20. So Otis will look to throw. He's got time. Here's a throw. Caught by Peters again. And he gets it to about the 22. Good chunk of yardage back on that one. And Peters' second catch of the drive.
And that's the second time tonight that they've worked that inside slot receiver up the seam. Good job of delivering the football down the middle of the field. And a huge first down for the Warhawks and sustaining this drive inside the 25-yard line of Devil territory.
They're knocking on the door to cut the deficit down, and Peters, he's been clutch on 2 catches on this drive. And Otis will take the snap here. He'll throw. He'll dink it over to Donovan, and he's got some space. He'll get to the 15, follows a blocker, but he'll get escorted out at around the 13-yard line. And it was McCarthy on the stop. And it'll move the chains once again. So Otis saw the rush coming. He saw that Bernard Freeman was open. So flip it to him, use his speed. It pays off. They move the chains.
Smart play by Otis, and he looks more confident coming out here to start the second half.
He does.
His body language is a little bit different. He's got his legs under him, making good decisions so far, and an excellent drive here for the Warhawks to start the second half.
So now they're in the Red Devil red zone. 1st and 10 at the 12. Otis in the pistol with 4 wides. He'll look to throw again. Stays in the pocket. Looks for Dadsy. Incomplete. And that would have been a tough one for him as he took a shot as it hit off him. The way he was laying down, I wondered if maybe he momentarily got the wind knocked out of him, but he took a shot, and that was by Clayton Feltz.
And even if he would have reeled that in, Feltz was all over him. Great coverage by the Red Devils, and it brings up a 2nd and long here.
And he'll go to the sideline for a play, and I think that's a smart decision to give yourself a proper breather, then go back out. So 2nd and 10 at the 12. This time 3 wideouts, and Bernard Freeman right beside Otis. Otis with the give on the dive to Freeman. He'll get to maybe the 10-yard line. And it was Feltz once again on the stop. This will be 3rd down here for the Warhawks. Already a quarter of the way through the 3rd. They are so close to getting the pay dirt.
Really nice gap discipline by the Red Devils, in particular on the left side of the defensive line. Plugged up the hole really nice. And no gain there. And now, again, here you are in 3rd and long. Certainly 2-down territory here, Norm, for the Warhawks.
Yes, indeed. They're at the 11. They can get to the 2-yard line for a 1st and goal. And Otis will fake the handoff, throw, open man, and hits off the hands of his intended receiver, Sean Clouden. He holds on to that. He goes into the end zone, but it deflects off his fingertips. It'll be 4th down and 9 at the 11.
And a great RPO there, wide open. Good read by Tommy there, the quarterback, Otis, but couldn't reel it in by the big guy, number 16, and he was parked just before the goal line, Norm.
So it's 4th and 9 at the 11. The closest the Warhawks have gotten to the Clarence end zone. They're looking to get 6 on the board. 4 wideouts of trips on the far side. As Otis will try to get it through the air. He goes for the end zone, but a miscommunication in patterns. Dadsey went one way, the ball went the other, and it's a turnover on downs and another missed opportunity for points for the Warhawks.
And certainly a miscue there, and they can't connect on 4th down. It's unfortunate because you had a really nice drive there, but couldn't finish it off with any points, and the Red Devils turn them over on downs.
So Red Devils will have it at the 11 with 8:12 left in the third. Their last drive to end the half, they were able to get points before halftime. That 74-yard pass from Tubin to Cummins. But again, they're in that tight run formation. Van Horn's had the most success with it. But here's a flag as Tubin throws. He does have a man downfield and making the catch, falling on his back, but will it count? It was Arison making that nice catch, but again, there was a flag. The way it's looking, I don't know if it'll count. We're trying to see what the flag's about. It was right as the ball was snapped and Tubin was rolling out. It'll be an illegal procedure on the Red Devils, so that takes away a great catch by Arison. And it's going to be half the distance to the goal.
And Norman nullifies a great call on 1st down, backed up. You go play action with that formation. You had 2 receivers wide open. And it's unfortunate that the flag exists because it was a huge play and a right call at the right time.
So the ball spotted at the 6. It's a 1st and 15. Oh, no flag there as Allen was able to get back to the line. Van Horn able to squeeze away from one defender. He could get an open field if he can stay patient. He crosses the 15 down to the 19-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down short for the Red Devils, and Van Horn already picking up where he left off in half number 1.
And the Warhawks had Van Horn bottled up in the backfield. Great job of then bouncing and being physical, getting up the right sideline there, and getting 9 yards on 1st down.
So that was a 14-yard gain. It makes it 2nd and a yard.
Thank you for clarifying that, Norm, with the 14.
And they're sticking with it. They've had a lot of success with this tight wing tee. Why not stick with it if it's not broke? And he's going to throw. No, he's going to keep it, but there's another flag on the play. There's been a few flags being thrown as that snap's been taken in that formation. And the officials conferring. We're waiting to see what the penalty is, and it's a hold on the Red Devils. So that'll give the Warhawks a little time to take a deep breath, loosen up, relax a little bit. It'll make it 2nd down and 11. The flag was at the spot of the line of scrimmage, so it's just the normal 10 yards. As we're already nearly 5 minutes played in the third, and now we're about to be, as the referee says, roll the clock. Tubin again under center. And it's Van Horn with it again. And this time they're able to contain him. Clouden, one of the guys on the stop. That time the Warhawks were not fooled on that one, and looks like they'll go back to a spread as we see Wind coming back out as well as Cummins. I got to say, the Wind, I think he's due for another reception.
And they could use to get him in the open field and make a play here, especially on 3rd and long. And it'll be interesting to see if they can convert, because if they don't, they'll be punting with their backs up against the end zone.
And Oliver Dana, he's real close. This could be some bump and run. As Tubin under pressure, here's a throw. It's caught, and that's Cummins. He's got an open path past the 20, and he'll get it back to around the 27-yard line. And that's going to move the chains. So Cummins with another big reception and nearing 100 yards on the night.
And what a huge throw by Tubin under pressure. That route takes a little bit of time to develop as they were dragging him across the field. Good job of buying time and delivering the football, and there's Cummins for a big first down, and the Red Devils convert and move the chains.
Can't find Wind, no problem. Tubin's showing he's got some other options he can throw to. Double wing set as he'll take the snap. It's going to be a give to, once again, Jeff Long. He's been quiet so far in the second half and got about 2 yards on that carry.
On the tackle for West Seneca is number 32, Tom Manajkowski.
So 2nd and 8, ball at the 29. As we're about to momentarily hit 5 minutes left in the third. Score does remain 20-0. Three wide outs and Tubin again in the pistol. And this time they're going to get nailed for offsides. And Pat Allen, he went across a few plays ago, but he was able to get back in time before the ref saw it. This time it's going to be offsides on the Warhawks. They'll make it 2nd down and 3. So 4:54 left in the third, and offsides penalty on West Seneca West. 2nd and 3, ball now at the 34. And with it 2nd and short, they're going back to what's been their bread and butter throughout this game for the most part. And it's Van Horn on the toss, but he gets leveled on the play. And it was Dan Sees on the stop. So it was only a gain of a yard, so 3rd and 2 coming up.
And so far, Norm, in the second half, the Warhawks have done a better job against this scheme. Now, they did break open that first one that was called back, but so far, they're making them sustain it a little bit longer. And I like the late adjustment so far.
And to give the long on this one, and he's able to squirm around and get the first down. He gets 4 yards. Had to kind of do a pirouette around a couple defenders, but it pays off, a 3rd down conversion.
And he bounced off a couple of defenders there and skipped his way to 1st down yardage. Nice job on 3rd down. And the Red Devils sustain this drive.
So ball at the 39. It was a gain of 4. I will say, though, third quarter going by pretty quickly. And I'm thinking it's going to be more of the same, and it's going to be. And from what I've seen, the Warhawks on this formation for Clarence, they usually have about 7 or 8 guys in the box. Van Horn in motion, it's going to be a pitch to him. And this time, he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And once again, he's having a good game defensively, Watuziak.
Great play by Watuziak. Coming off the left side, getting into the backfield, and closing in on the ball carrier and finishing the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 2 yards. Red Devils back in a 4-receiver set with a trips on the far side. Van Horn, the back beside Tubin. Two edge rushers coming, though, as Tubin will look to throw. He's got wind, and he can't hold on. When he's been out there the last couple of plays, he's been battling that bump and run coverage against Oliver Dana.
And Dana does a good job, but he still worked his way open free. Ball was delivered a little inside, but I expect that receiver there to make that play more often than not.
And a quick update, Orchard Park, Lancaster, the Quakers are ahead 10-7 at the midway point of the third, as here we're on a 3rd and 12. The Warhawks need to get a stop here. Tubin will look to throw. He tries wind again. He does make the catch, but he's going to be stopped about 4 yards short of the first. Dana was on him right away.
Good delivery by Tubin. It's on time. Okay, Long does a good job of working out the receiver there. I'm sorry, that was Wind, correct?
Yes.
Sorry, Wind does a nice job of making the reception, but he's a little bit short. So here we are, 4th and about 4, right around midfield.
And I don't disagree with them going for it here because unless he's doing a pooch punt, he did move back a little bit. Oh, it's a high snap. Tubin picks it up. He better boot it. It got partially deflected, and it'll go out of bounds at the 49-yard line. So all that for a grand total of 5 yards.
And on top of it, your quarterback takes a big hit, an unnecessary hit, and not one you want him to be taken on a regular basis.
Very true. But the Warhawks are going to get good field position here. Once again, they're near Red Devil territory. They're almost at midfield. They're at their own 49. Even despite not getting points yet, Otis, he has done fairly well since being called upon. Gotten a couple nice throws off, but they weren't able to get it into the end zone the last time. They were stopped at the 11. Otis will look to throw again. He's got time. Throws middle of the field. Peters this time can't make the catch. That one was a tad high. He had to jump up a little bit. Just couldn't quite reel it in.
Still like how Otis has come out here in the second half. Again, setting his feet there, being decisive on where he wanted to go with the football. He read the defense well. And maybe a tad high, but I thought Peters was going to reel that baby in for a big play.
I was thinking so too. But it's just 2nd down 10, less than 90 seconds left in the third. Four wideouts of trips on the far side. And play action fake. Here's a throw. And that one hit off the turf. A low throw, and it'll make it 3rd down.
And Norm, as we near the end of the third quarter, there has to be a little sense of urgency for the Warhawks offensively to start getting some points and try to get the ball down the field in a calculated manner.
That's very much for certain, as it's 3rd and 10 at their own 49. Even getting half the yards make it 4th and manageable. Got to get something going. Otis will look to get some through the air. Here comes the rush. He's got room to run. And he will get the first down and more. Goes down at around the 39-yard line. 12 yards on the carry. He avoided the rush, saw an open gap, and took advantage.
And that's the right decision against man blitz coverage. They picked up the blitz fairly well. He saw a bunch of daylight in the middle of the football field and got up in the middle of the football field nicely for a first down and sustaining this drive for the Warhawks.
And once again, they're in Red Devil territory, and they've just got to find a way to punch it in for points to get to the promised land. 3 receivers And Donovan in the back as we have 38 seconds left in the third quarter. Otis, play action fake in the RPO. And incomplete, another one that this time I think Clown was better off letting that one go because it would have been either no gain or a loss of a couple yards.
Agreed, Norm. However, it was still in his hands, and
Very
we expect
true.
you to catch the football. And who knows, maybe he could have eluded that defender out there or ran him over because he's a big, strong target. He just hasn't reeled in the 2 balls that have been thrown to him in this football game tonight.
Just 2nd and 10, though, at Clarence's 39 with 26 seconds left in the third. Again, they're slowly but surely pounding on the door. They just got to find the way to knock it down. And it's going to be a give to Donovan. Spins away from a defender. Gets past the 30 to around the 25. Move the chains. And despite being banged up, though, Bernard Freeman, he's been looking pretty good on his carries.
And I like the call on that down and distance. Excellent job of getting up in the hole immediately. Again, nice job of bouncing a bit and gaining some additional yards for a first down.
And that'll be the last play of the third quarter as the clock runs out and Clarence still ahead 20-0, but once again the Warhawks are knocking at the door for some points. We'll have the fourth quarter in a moment, but after this on WNY Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
We're about to start the fourth quarter here with the West Seneca West Warhawks deep in the heart of the Clarence zone of the field again. They've gotten success getting there, but they still need to put some points on the board. And 12 minutes, 20-point deficit, all 3 timeouts, plenty of football left.
Absolutely. With that said, this is a crucial drive. I would almost have to gather that they need to get some form of points out of this one. And let's see what that looks like as they start this fourth quarter at the 25-yard line of the Red Devils.
Yeah, 14-yard run by number 6, Bernard Freeman, to end the third quarter, was able to move the chains.
West Seneca West ball, 1st and 10 on the Clarence 25-yard line to start the fourth quarter.
This is where you got to start playing with a little bit more urgency. 3-3 stack, though, once again, as Otis will look to throw. He's got some time. Directed traffic. He'll throw it. It's caught by Dadsey, and he'll be stopped at around the 13-yard line. It will be more than enough for a first down.
That'll be good enough for a West Seneca West first down.
I got to say, though, like you said, Otis, he looks a lot more comfortable, and he looks more poised in that pocket as well.
And you take the words out of my mouth. I know I've said it a couple different times here in the second half. But he's been one of the better football players on the field here in the second half for both teams.
So 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Getting ever so closer to the promised land of 6 points. 3 wideouts. Freeman the back. And Otis will look to get more through the air. Looking. He'll go for a man in the end zone. He's got Dadsey, but it's overthrown. So just 2nd down and 10 here at the 13. I think for this play, I don't think it would hurt giving it to Freeman again. See if he can get at least 4 or 5 yards.
And Freeman has had success tonight in the running game. That particular play, They've done a good job of working it to the corner, the backside pylon, because they've been exploiting the middle part of the field. But the timing was just off as Otis released it just a tad early for Dansby.
Good thing, though, is it's just 2nd and 10. They can get to the 3 for another first down. But Red Devils showing the blitz. It's a pitch to Donovan. Or to Freeman, excuse me. But that's going to lose about 3-4 yards.
And there he is again, Hayden Harrison, all over the football field, in the backfield, making the initial contact. He had another Red Devil help him out and clean it up, and that forces them with a tackle behind the line of scrimmage and a tough 3rd down here for the Warhawks.
So it was a loss of 2 yards, so 3rd and 12 at the 15. Going to have 3 wideouts here. Otis waiting for the snap. He'll take it. Lobs it for the end zone. Incomplete. Probably another case of miscommunication on the pass patterns. It'll be 4th and 12 at the 15.
I don't know if it was so much miscommunication, Norm, as it was the immediate pressure in Otis's face. He had 2 down linemen immediately sitting in his face, had to deliver the football much earlier than he had hoped.
And they're staying on the field going for it, and at this point, it's no choice. You have to. They got to get to the 3-yard line minimum to extend the drive.
Let's see if the Red Devils bring pressure here defensively in the interior.
Well, I do see somebody looking like about to charge. Here comes a guy in block, but Otis just gets it off, incomplete. And once again, that was Harrison charging in, unblocked, and it influenced Otis's throw. So again, it's a case of getting close to the end zone, but no dice on 6 points.
Big play by Harrison, and Coach Bergio couldn't say enough about his leadership, what he does for the defense. He plays fast and physical, and there's another indication of what that looks like for that leader on the Red Devil defense.
I think what the Clarence is going to do is just simple. Stick with that tight wing T, burn as much clock as you can. We have seen Long break out a couple of nice plays, and we've also seen Van Horn score twice. And it's going to be to Long, and he'll only get about a yard or 2.
And we talked about at the top that their identity was throwing the football and being more heavily orientated in that. But they made adjustment, and they've had a lot of success in the running game. And what I really like is how Tubin has managed the offense. He's adjusted to this different scheme. He's managed it very well by not turning the football over. He's 9 of 15 for 149 yards and 1 touchdown, which was a huge strike for 74 yards to Corey Cummins. So really happy on what he's looked like. And this has been my first opportunity to see him play this season.
Well, there is a player down on the field for the Warhawks. From my view, it's possibly, and this wouldn't be good if it was the case, looks like it's Watuziak possibly. As we're nearly 2 minutes into the final frame, and Red Devils just getting the ball back a moment ago after a turnover on downs. And it was indeed Watuziak, but he's able to get up and walk to the sideline on his own power. I wonder maybe if it's just a case of a possible cramp. So it'll be 2nd down 7 coming up. Ball's at the 18.
2nd and 7 on the Clarence 18-yard line.
Referee saying to start the clock. A little confusion there for a moment by the offense, but they did figure it out, and it's going to be long once again. He'll get it to about the 21 or the 22. So it's a gain of 3, so it'll make it 3rd and 4.
And the Red Devils, Norm, just need to continue to keep it on the ground, chew up valuable minutes and seconds, and hopefully they can get a few first downs to keep that clock churning.
If you're the Warhawks, you got to force a 3 and out right here too. And they're back to a 4-wide set with a trips on the far side. But delay a game first on the Red Devils. So that should loosen the Warhawks up a bit.
Pioneers tied, Health Sciences at 18.
So Health Sciences Pioneer, their matchup tied up at 18 in a stalemate. As we have a 3rd and 10 here. Pistol formation for Tubin. And it's going to be an option. It's a pitch to Van Horn. Van Horn with a bit of a gap, and he'll get it to around the 25-yard line.
And, Norm, that's going to be enough for a first down.
Yes, it will. Van Horn over 100 yards rushing.
All right, 14-10 Lancaster, start of the 4th.
Orchard Park and Lancaster, they're actually about to start the 4th quarter and score 14-10, so a tightly contested, low-scoring game in that affair in Lancaster. 1st and 10 right here at the 27-yard line. And Tubin will keep it himself, and he'll get about 2 yards.
And, Norm, I know it wasn't a flashy play. I know it was only a 2-yard gain, but that's the right decision. Do not pitch the football here. Keep the football secure, gain your 2 yards, get back in the huddle, keep the clock running, and play smart, disciplined football. And that's what I've been alluding to Bryce Tubin, who's been doing it all night.
Yes, he has, and they've also shown the running game could work. It's been pretty big in this game for Clarence throughout the whole matchup. Usually it's either been Van Horn or Long getting the carry on this play. And it's a reverse to Van Horn. And turning on the turbo, there's a flag on the play. Past midfield and gets brought down by Pawarsik. There is a flag, though, on the play as Van Horn was breaking it off. It'll be a holding against the Red Devils. So to make it a 2nd and long here for Clarence. Ball spotted back at the 17. Or check that, it's at the 20. So just a 7-yard penalty. Again, it's at the spot plus the yardage. So it's long again. He'll get it to about the 24. So 3rd and long coming up, 3rd and 13.
And for the Red Devils, keep pounding the football, keep running the football, keep using the clock, and let's get out of here with another conference win and stay healthy as well.
Yeah, in this drive, they've already burnt more than 3 minutes, so regardless of where they score on this or not, job well done. And another update, Orchard Park ahead over Lancaster with 11 minutes left, 17-14. Tubin looking to throw. And, that was almost picked off by Dadsey, but it will be 4th down either way. So, Red Devils, I would say it's a no-brainer. You got to boot this away. And Cummins, he's had a couple of nice punts when he's gone out there to boot it.
Cummins has played a good football game from top to bottom, especially as a wide receiver. He's done a really nice job in that department, and certainly in the kicking game as well.
So it's 4th and 13. I wouldn't be surprised if the Warhawks try to block this. Here comes a rush, and it nearly got blocked. It does influence the kick as it'll bounce at around the 46-yard line and rolls to about the 41, around the 46. So that rush did influence the punt, and it'll be good position for the Warhawks with 6:38 left in the 4th, and the score still 20-0. Last drive, they got to the 15-yard line, but turned it over on downs.
And Norm, honestly, the Warhawks have moved the football between the 30s most of the night.
Yes, they have.
Just cannot convert when they've got deep into the red zone to cash in.
So Tommy Otis and the Warhawk offense will look to get points on the board. Bare minimum, you want to just get a touchdown or two, build some confidence going into your next game, and say, hey, better to walk out with points than walking out with nothing. 4 wideouts as Otis will hand it off to Freeman. Freeman getting beyond Clarence territory, and he'll be stopped at around the 42. It will be enough to move the chains.
And Norman, what looks like a losing effort for the Warhawks, I still like how Freeman has run the football all night, and it's good to see him back in the lineup as well.
When he's gotten the touches, he's looked solid. And I will say, even though they haven't scored yet, I think Otis has looked pretty good in relief. But we got a timeout call by Clarence with 6:08 left in the matchup, and score does remain 20-0 in favor of the Red Devils, and we'll be back with more action after this on WNY Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo. Stay up to date on the latest scores across Western New York by visiting WNYathletics.com and use our interactive scoreboard for the latest across Section 6 and Monsignor Martin Association events.
Nearly the halfway point of the 4th quarter, scored 20-0, and they do have a first down, as in West Seneca West. They're in Clarence territory, and I was talking to you, Ryan, about this during the break. I got to tip my hat to Otis. I think ever since coming in, I thought he's looked very solid, albeit they haven't gotten any points on the board yet.
And I mentioned when he first came in that he was in a tough situation, and you alluded to the fact that this was an opportunity. And I'm excited to see how he's taken advantage of this opportunity that has presented itself.
How about a 12-yard run to move the chains? So, showing some shades of Josh Allen on that run.
And hopefully he can continue to build some more confidence going into next week, because he's going to have to step up and do the same thing that's asked of him right now next week for the Warhawks.
Yeah, because he will be slated to start next week's matchup for the Warhawks. It's a 1st and 10 at the 29. Here's a throw. It's caught by Peters, and he'll get about 4 yards. And taking a look at the Warhawks' upcoming schedule, they're going to be taking on the Lockport Lions and they're hosting Lockport in that game. That's next week, a week from tonight at 7 o'clock.
And that'll be a tough affair. Lockport, much improved, playing good football early on in the season, so that will be a tough matchup. And hats off to the Red Devil defense. Bend but don't break concept where they've let them move the football, but certainly when they've got in the red zone, they've stiffened up.
Here's Otis's pass. It's caught by Dadsey. Able to juke away from a couple defenders. He'll get to the 19. From the spot, it looked like he did have enough, but it sometimes depends on where the ball is.
And that was a good open field tackle by Phelps there. Looked like Dansby was going to elude him and shake him and get up the field, up the right sideline for a first down, but that did not happen, and they're in 3rd and short.
Yeah, and Dadsey, he went to the sideline. Looked like he tweaked his ankle. He ended up going to the sideline, laying on his back to try and stretch it out. But he is standing back up, though. It's a give to Freeman, and Freeman gets the first down and more, gets it to the 9. Move those chains. They're due for a touchdown, and I got to say, I hope they can get it in the end zone. Like I mentioned, it's better to walk away with some points on the board. Something better than nothing. They've gotten close multiple times, but they're looking to punch it into the promised land as Otis will play action fake. Here's a throw. It's caught by Dadsey, and he'll get into the end zone for a touchdown. So the Warhawks get on the board, and just one play after going to the sideline, Dadsey catches it in the center of the field. And when you run a route in the center, it's almost like going into highway traffic, but he's able to evade the defense, get in the end zone, and the Warhawks on the board, 20-6, and it looks like they're going to go for 2.
And Otis delivers a strike there. Again, on time, off his back foot, transfers his weight nicely, gets the ball out on time, and Dansby does the rest. And finally, the Warhawks find pay dirt late in this football game.
And they are going to go for 2 here. And Freeman, the back behind Otis. Low snap, and he's going to be down. But the good news is for the Warhawks, they did get on the board. A 9-yard touchdown pass from Tommy Otis to Jerry Dadsey. 20-6 now the score, and 3:47 left. All 3 timeouts. Onside kick it. It's worth a shot. You're down 14. Got everything to gain, nothing to lose.
And Norm, that's their only option right now. They need to get the football back immediately, and that's what they're going to have to do is try to execute this onside kick. I'm sure the Red Devils will be in their formation to counter against the onside formation. Let's see what that looks like here for the Red Devils.
So for Otis, that was his 2nd touchdown pass of the season. As we're getting ready to see the kickoff here, and the way Clarence is lined up, they're anticipating the onside. Griffey putting toe to the leather. And it will be nice catch right at midfield. And guess who? It was Hayden Harrison. All over the field.
Certainly not surprised. Again, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, in the middle of the broadcast, and now here at the end, all over the football field, and that's a main reason why he's a captain and leader for this undefeated Red Devil football team.
So ball right at midfield with 3:47 left in the matchup. Stick with the run game, make the Warhawks burn their timeouts.
And don't turn the football over here, Norm.
Exactly. And it appeared to be long on the carry, and it is, and he got dragged forward for a 2-yard gain. And it was Pat Allen on the stop.
As you mentioned, Norm, the Warhawks have all 3 timeouts left. It'll be interesting to see when they decide to use those.
As of right now, though, the clock's still running. And it's going to be long once again, but looks like he lost a yard. So we'll make it third down with less than 3 minutes left.
And I'm a bit surprised that they're not using one of the timeouts here.
Me either. I am too.
However, the Red Devils are certainly not going to complain about that choice.
Not at all, because it winds the clock down even smaller. They'll probably use as much of this time clock as they can. And I'm thinking they're going to let it run and call a timeout. And that's what they're going to do. So they ran it as much as they could, then use one of their timeouts. So they've just got one left. It's a 3rd and 9 at the 49 with a triple deuce, 2:22 left in this matchup here. And Clarence looking like they're going to start 4-0. And their next game, they're going to be taking on Grand Island. So going into that game with a 4-0 start, you're doing a lot right.
And the Vikings always pose a challenge, but the Red Devils here tonight, clockman work, very well done, just from top to bottom. Initially weren't having much success in their spread formation and made an adjustment offensively, and that has afforded them tremendous success, and really they've controlled the game since that occurred. And so, again, I said it early on in the broadcast, a nice adjustment by the coaching staff. And I can't imagine unless something catastrophic happens here, that they don't get out of here with a 4-0 record.
Well, 3rd and 9 right here. Long set in motion. Fake sweep. Tubin will look to throw. Here comes the rush. He's going downfield. 1-on-1. Cummins with the catch. And that will be the exclamation point. Good day to you, sir. A touchdown pass to Cummins. Well over 100 yards receiving now. Patrick Wynn covered, no problem. Cummins has stepped up to the plate. That puts him at over 140 receiving yards. Second touchdown pass of the game for Tubin. Second receiving of the game for Cummins. And what a way to respond. 49 yards out. And with that pass, that put Tubin near 200 yards passing. So now 26-6, and they're going to kick the PAT. It'll be Ryan Giesling doing the boot. And Cummins will be the holder. Here's the kick, and that was a beauty. Kick is good. 27-6, 2:10 left, and with that much clock and all 3 timeouts, doesn't hurt to get another score to end the game and make it more respectable.
And a huge play by Tubin by getting the ball down the field. There he is to his favorite target, at least tonight, Cummins, with another huge reception for 49 yards. And he hits pay dirt late in this football game on another long reception.
Yeah, he had a 74-yarder to end the first half, and that one was from 49. Only 3 catches in the game, but about 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's called making it count.
Astounding stats for only 3 receptions for this young man. And again, just how Tubin has managed this game offensively and making plays both with his legs and certainly with his arm there.
So it will be Kavanaugh booting it. And it's another chance for the Warhawks to at least finish the game with another touchdown drive. They were successful the last time. This one a pop fly, and it gets caught. Patrick Pawarsik was able to make the catch. So good field position coming up here for Tommy Otis and the Warhawks. Me saying that, I wonder if they should release a single. So ball spotted at the 42 with 2:07 left in the game. So it'll be 4 wideouts and trips on the far side. Again, Clarence in that 3-3 stack. They've had a lot of success with it. Otis will look to throw. He's going downfield, but it's going to no man's land and nearly picked off by A.J. Ditas. So 2:01 left in the matchup. It'll be 2nd and 10. And there is a Warhawk player down and looks like a case of the cramps from the way he's being stretched out. So we'll take a quick break. 2 minutes left in the matchup. Score 27-6 on WNY Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
So 2:01 left in the matchup here, and 27-6, Clarence is ahead, but the Warhawks, as they're getting ready for their next game after this one in the upcoming days against Lockport, they can finish off this game with back-to-back touchdown drives and build some good, positive momentum going into that matchup.
And in spite of what the score indicates, they've done some encouraging things on both sides of the football. So I think there's a lot to evaluate in the film study. They'll identify their miscues and get that cleaned up for next week against the Lions.
And Otis will look to throw again, and he'll throw it over, dinks it off to Freeman, but it looks like he'll lose a yard. So it'll be 3rd and 11 at the 40. As we have 1:40 left and counting in the matchup. So less than 90 seconds now left as pistol formation here with 4 wides, and Otis will look to throw. He's got a man in the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And once again, Harrison on coverage. Pass was intended for Jaden John. 4th and 11, and got to go for it here. 1:14 left. They got to get to Clarence's 49 to keep the drive alive. Try to figure out the play they want to run. They do also have all 3 timeouts left, too. Otis calling the signals, and he'll take the snap. He looks to throw. He's got a man. It's Pawarczyk. He makes a catch, and it will be enough for a first down. That's a gain of 13.
Another nice ball by Otis late in this football game. Delivers a nice one for a first down, and the Warhawks continue the drive.
Well, they don't want to take too much time off the clock if they want to score one to end the game. They do have all 3 timeouts, but they're not going to carry over into your next game. And he's going to throw it here. It's caught by John. Dadsy throws a block, but brought down at around the 38, so it'll be 2nd and short. Now it looks like a timeout will be used by the Warhawks. And with 37 seconds left in the matchup, the Warhawks, they're driving once again, and they're looking to make the score a little more respectable. So both teams going to respective sidelines for some words, and once again, though, they're in Clarence territory. With seeing how Otis has played on this game, I wonder how he's going to do against Lockport. get a full 4 quarters of action instead of 2 3/4.
And you and I have both said it numerous times tonight, Norm, especially in the second half. I just like how he's handled the offense. Whatever's been asked to be called in the huddle, he's getting them out in the timely manner. He's getting up and surveying the field and looking at the coverage. So really like what this young man did, especially in the second half. And I'm sure he's looking forward to the opportunity next week as well.
Yeah, when you get your chances, you got to make the most of them, and he certainly has. And he gets one off. It's a long ball, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Dadsey, but it was a 3-on-1 coverage. So it'll be 3rd and short with 30 seconds left. And one thought I got in my head, though, should he play well against Lockport next week? Could there possibly – I'm wondering if there would be a controversy of quarterback. Because sometimes that does get interesting. And when it's interesting, that's when it's best. 3rd and short, though, coming up here at the 38. Even a simple give to Bernard Freeman, get the first down. Clock stops momentarily until it's spotted. Bare minimum, you got to extend the drive. Otis will look to get it through the air. Center of the field and almost intercepted. There was a Caius Mattoon on the breakup. So 4th and short with 25 seconds left. Trying to get the play call here with 25 seconds left and some quick substitutions coming out. They do got Clown in there. I wonder if it'll be as an extra blocker. Fourth and 2, it will be a give to Freeman, and from where he went down, I believe he got it. Got to about the 35. It will be enough, and the Warhawks will call their second timeout. They've got just one left now with 21 seconds left, and I say here on out, they're probably going to try and go for the end zone on these next 4 plays. At this point, you got everything to gain and nothing to lose. And I'll reiterate real quickly, Clarence will be against Grand Island in their next game, while the West Seneca West Warhawks, they'll be taking on the Lockport Lions. And coincidentally, Clarence in their last game, they beat Lockport 28-26.
And that was a tough football game, back and forth affair. I saw a bunch of clips on film. And as I mentioned earlier, Lockport Lions are an improved football team, so that will be a tough challenge. And again, hats off to the Red Devils defense tonight. I thought they've played well most of the evening. The one hiccup, so to speak, where they scored and gave up 6 points. But other than that, very consistent from top to bottom on that side of the football tonight for the Red Devils.
And I got to say, the main guy for that, Hayden Harrison, he's been all over the field. And Jeff Long also had an interception, and they have gotten to Otis a couple times defensively. Here comes a throw. Looks like it'll be picked off, and not quite. And we got a late flag. So some extracurricular activities in the last 15 seconds. In this fourth quarter, the penalties have been a lot more slowed down, a lot more tame. And it will be a personal foul against the Lions. So it must have been after the incompletion. I do wonder if that was against Matt Appenheimer. He was the intended receiver on that pass. Maybe threw a shove after the incompletion or didn't get a clean view of it, but it's a personal foul nonetheless. And it'll put the ball back in midfield. So 15 seconds left. It'll be 2nd and 25. Ball at midfield. $15 seconds left, and Otis will take the snap and look to throw. Here comes the rush, and he gets away from another guy, and he'll fall down on his back, but he was able to get a yard on it. And the clock's going to run out, and that's the end of the game, and Red Devils off to a 4-0 start, 27-6 win over the West Seneca West Warhawks. And I got to say, even though Patrick Wind was held in check all night, just 2 catches with 23 yards, Corey Cummings stepping up, 140 yards on 3 catches, 2 touchdowns, and Bryce Tubin nearly 200 yards.
And at the top of the broadcast, Norm, we mentioned that the coaching staff for the Red Devils felt really good about their offensive skill positions, and that proved a great indicator tonight on how many points they put up on the board. Nice win for the Red Devils.
Yeah, and besides Cummins, his 2 scores, David Van Horn, a solid game, more than 100 rush yards and a 65-yard touchdown run. Cummins' 2 scores were from 74 and 49 yards. And defensively, Hayden Arison all over the field, a strong performance. But I got to say it one more time before we close the broadcast. I got to tip my hat to Tommy Otis. He looked pretty good in relief in spite of only getting 6 points.
He sure did, and he's going to get another opportunity next week. And we'll see what that looks like for West Seneca West as they rebound a bit, clean up some of their miscues, and get ready for action next weekend.
Yeah, one more time, the West Seneca West Warhawks, they'll be up against Lockport, while Clarence is against Grand Island. Clarence the victor of this game, 27-6, and along with Ryan Gallo, our producer, Jeremy Becker, this is Norm Rodriguez saying to the viewers, you've been watching this matchup between Clarence and West Seneca West on WNY Athletics. We'll see you next time.